The question is, discuss a glacial lake outburst flood, that is GLOF in India, its causes in India and its prevention. The word is glacial lake outburst flood. That means that's a lake. This is a glacial lake and that goes on to have an outburst and that is going to be causing flood. And that's the comprehension of the question first. So the entire aspect associated with this causes in India and its prevention, how is it that it can be prevented? Now the context of the question has been essentially in the wake of Kedarnath floods that took place. Of course, since then a lot of things have changed, but then GLOF is now being a well monitored disaster or well monitored event that is taking place in the whole of the country. You can understand that part. Snow melt is a gradual process and it does not result into major floods because it's a natural process. Gradually it keeps on taking place. Glacial melt is slower than the snow melt and it is not capable of causing a severe flood at all at any point of time. But then sometimes the glaciers can go on to hold a huge quantity of bounded water, impounded lake. There is the lakes which have been impounded, the lakes that have been blocked. And the water in these lakes may be suddenly released with the melting of ice jam. And when this happens, this is going to be causing a glacial lake outburst flood. Now you can go to take a look at it, how exactly it can happen. This is an animation that goes on to show that part. How is it that it can happen? So there is a river course in this case. As you're going to find that's a river course. You will going to observe that the whole of this river course goes on to get blocked by a landslide. A landslide goes on to take place and that is the river has been blocked. This is one part. After having got itself blocked, certain things will start taking place. Certain changes will start taking place. For example, after that, it is distinctly possible that there will be the water will go on to get itself impounded. We are going to be talking about that is the water will go on to get impounded. And this is how the water goes on to get impounded, and then it goes on to find a channel to escape through it. This is a small channel that goes on to take place, that goes on to escape through it. And then this channel goes on to become bigger, and ultimately the entire of this dammed portion goes on to collapse. The moment it goes into collapse, it goes into reach a wall of water. This wall can go on to be of even 70-80 feet high, and it can run like a speed of 100 to 200 kilometers an hour. It can go on to be running so fast. Anything that comes into this path, that is going to be simply obliterated. And this is one animated version of whatever may have happened with Kedarnath in this region, because that is the classic example of a glacial lake outburst flood that took place in the country. And that is how it has been able to inundate a good amount of areas till it stopped, not stopped, it drained itself in another valley. It took itself from one region and it got itself drained in another valley of sorts in this region. So that has been the case associated with it. This is going to be one part of it. You can go to have a look at another of this animation. Of course, this is where Kedarnath temple was, and some of these rocks, debris that were brought by the river itself that were responsible for protecting the temple, all in all. Then pick up this animation that will go on to show you even better. Now this is where you have a moraine dammed lake that has to taken place. Now moraine is a debris that is going to be brought by the glaciers. Now all of these moraine dammed lakes, the debris go on to give way. That means they break, and they allow a lot of water to escape in this region. As this water goes on to escape, as you can go to find it, this is what exactly leads to a glacial lake outburst flood. So in India, it was a GLOF that was responsible for Kedarnath floods. Kedarnath flood 2013 was caused by the burst of the Chorabari Lake or the Gandhi Sarovar. Such lake inundations are not uncommon in the Himalayas and the adjoining region. The sudden release of water from the glacial lake can be because of many factors. For example, maybe there is a moraine dammed lake and an earthquake can go on to break it, an avalanche can go on to break it. For example, we just gone to sidetrack an avalanche. An excessive snowfall will go on to again break it. Erosion of the terminal moraine can go on to break it. Maybe that is certain type of a change, like excessive amount of rainfall because of a cloud burst can go to bring about certain type of a change in this case. Some human settlements can and construction can go on to bring about a change. For example, we are going to be talking about a damming of the rivers in sensitive mountain regions can go on to be responsible for all of it. So all in all, as you can go on to see it and understand it, what can go on to cause this type of an outburst? If there is an outburst, then one of them can go on to be because of an earthquake. There is all the water that has been dammed here, that has been blocked, that can be because of an earthquake. So it can go on to be because of an avalanche or a landslide. It can be because of excessive amount of a snowfall or rainfall is as well. Snowfall, it can be rainfall as well, both of them, which can go to put the pressure over the dammed material. In this case, it can be erosion of the moraine also, that is the materials which has dammed it. It can be because of other factors, which is going to be including what we're going to be talking about, excessive amount of rainfall or even human settlements as well. Human settlements or human intervention. Now, talking about human intervention, we are mostly going to be concerned with certain things like how is it that the human beings go on to construct a dam and how is it that they go to maintain it. Now, how is it that we can go on to minimize this type of a damage? The way to minimize is of course, such type of natural disasters cannot be prevented, but there can be proactive control to measure the minimization. One of them is going to be in trying to control it, manage it. One form is going to be associated with with early warning system. That's early warning system. And it is the provision of timely and effective information which allows individuals exposed to others to take action in this case. Second is such events can go on to be prevented by identifying that is this one. And this can be prevented, this can be used for the purpose of identifying some of these things like moraine dammed lakes, surveillance through satellites, humidity sensors. We are going to be talking about harmony, that is satellite surveillance. That's one. Second of them is going to be essentially by that is one is surveillance through satellites. The second can go on to be through humidity sensors, wind sensors. Wind sensors, humidity sensors. Then you have snow depth sensors. How much amount of a snow depth has accumulated in this space, and whether it has been able to increase beyond its threshold value. Use of the local wisdom. Second is local wisdom. Now this is used more and more reliable than anything else. Use of local wisdom and setting sensitivity zones and clearing any population that might go to affect that might be affected by such type of an outburst. This is how you can go to manage it, control it, minimize the damage as well.
To have more such discussions and analysis, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications on our upcoming videos.